All right, so for section 3.1, we're going to be solving polynomials by graphing. We're going to be using a computer to help us do this. So this is it's supposed to be super, super easy. Okay, minimal effort. You just got to type a couple things here and there on Desmos, and then you look at it, and you pretty much have your answer. So here's what you're going to be doing. And right now, I'll show you two examples on the overhead, but here are the steps. Okay, step number one. Well, if we go very basic, uh, go to desmos.com. Okay, step number two. Type in your equation that they give you. Okay, so you're going to type in your equation. Okay, step three. Find where the graph crosses the x-axis, just like we've been doing all this time. But just that up to now, we've been saying, okay, find where it crosses the x-axis, but you're going to have to give me like the two consecutive integers where it happens. So between 0 and 1, between 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Okay, that's the way we've been doing it up to now. Now we're going to find exact solutions because we're going to have the computer do it for us. So all you have to basically do is touch the actual graph with your finger and or with the mouse, and you're fine. So find where the graph crosses the x-axis. Number 4, write down those values. So write down the x-intercepts. In other words, where it crosses the x-axis, and you're done. That's it. That's all you got to do. Okay, it's very simple. So I'm going to do 2 problems from your homework. Okay, I'll even do one that looks really complicated, but it's not even that difficult. So it's going to be number 1. Okay, number 1 from your homework. It looks like this. They want us to use a graphing calculator to solve the equation by graphing. Okay, and round to the nearest 100. But we're going to solve. I'm not going to put the whole instructions, but solve. I'm going to put round to the hundredths. In other words, you should have 2 numbers after the decimal. Okay? And here's the equation. 2/3 x cubed plus x squared minus 5x equals -9. That's the equation that they're making me do. Okay? So if you guys want, let me pause this video right now, but if you want, bring out your Chromebooks right now. So I'm going to pause it, give you a minute, bring it out, turn it on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and basically follow my 4 steps, right? I'm going to go to desmos.com. I'm going to type in my equation. I'm going to look to see where it crosses the x-axis, and then I'm going to write down those points. So here we go. Let's go to my browser. Here's desmos.com. Okay, well, let me actually just, in case you don't use this thing, when you go to desmos.com, it normally looks like this. Okay, so you have to click on the open the graphing calculator button, and then once you do that, it'll send you there. Okay, now the formula they gave me was 2/3 x cubed. So I'm going to press, well, you could actually use this keypad if you want to. Okay, or else you can just type it out. But if I use a keypad, I can put like 2/3, so 2/3. I'm going to press the right arrow key to go to the right of that. It's supposed to be x to the third, so I'm going to type in x to the power of, the AB is a power, the third, or you can use a caret symbol, which is usually shift 6, a little caret symbol that makes it a power. I'm going to press right again. I'm going to type in x plus x squared, so plus x squared. Press right again. Minus 5x, so minus 5x, and then equals to, and -9, so -9. You see, that's my equation right there. Okay? So I'm going to kind of zoom out. Oh, this thing is very far out. So they want my solution to this thing. Okay? They want my solution. So all I have to do is look at the graph. I'm going to, let me see if I can make it a little bit thicker here. So if you look right here, why isn't it showing me the equation? Are they going to want you to solve it? Let me see. Let me try something really quick. They might want me to do the following. Let me go back and put plus. Yeah, they're going to want me to do that. So you're not going to be able to put it equal to 9. So right now I'm going to show you what you should do. But notice how once we did that, here's the equation. I'm just going to press the dot where it pops up right there, this dot. And my answer is negative 4.11765. But let me show you one real quick step that I didn't know you were going to have to do. So good thing that we tried it together. Before you go to Desmos, I'm going to put it up here in red. Set it equal to 0. In other words, you see how mine says equals to 9 right now? The problem says 2/3 x cubed plus x squared minus 5x equals to negative 9. I'm going to move the negative 9 over. I want it to say equals 0. So 2/3 x cubed plus x squared minus 5x plus 9 equals 0. And then I'm going to enter this into Desmos. Okay? So I'm going to put this into Desmos. So once you set it equal to 0, put that equation. So right now I'll go back to Desmos because I already have that equation there. So let's go back to Desmos. And here's the picture of it. You can see it. Okay. So just zoom in to where it touches the x-axis. So it touches right around here. So I'm just going to click on it. And it gave me the answer, negative 4.11765. If I round it to the nearest hundredths, so 117, that 7 makes this 1 become a 2. So it's negative 4.12. So all I'm going to do is go back to my homework. And I'm going to write x equals to negative 4.12. And I'm done. So my apologies for the little hiccup there. I thought the graph would still work even if I left it equal to a number, but I guess it didn't want to leave it like that, so that's okay. You just got to set it equal to 0. Go ahead. And then we'll do one more, and then after that, I'll give you guys the homework. So let me look for another one that looks kind of complicated. Number 5 looks a little complicated. So let's do number 5. So it's the same thing, solve, and then we're going to round to the nearest hundredths, so round to the hundredths. And this is what the problem looks like. It says 1/5 x to the 5th equal to 1/5 x squared minus 2. Okay? So remember what I wrote after the fact. The steps are, very first step, set it equal to 0 first. Then we go to Desmos. So I'm going to have to move stuff around. I'm going to have to move this over and that negative 2 over as well. So 1/5 x to the 5th. That positive 1/5 x squared, when I move it over, it's going to become negative 1/5 x squared. And that minus 2, when I move it over, it's going to become plus 2. And then it's equal to 0. Okay, so I moved both of those things. I did it all in one step, so we didn't spend too much time doing it in multiple steps. But remember, when you move something from one side of an equation to the other, it always just changes signs. Nothing happens with the numbers, but they do change signs. Power of 5, yes, thank you. How did I put 3? Thank you very much. So this should be a 5th power right there. Thank you. But yeah, the numbers shouldn't change. The power should stay the same. So it was just kind of a little hiccup there. But the signs will change, though, when you go from the right to the left or left to the right. The signage will change. Once you get that, now go to desmos.com. Let's go ahead and type that in. So it's 1/5 x to the 5th. So let me go to Desmos. I'm going to get rid of this equation. I'm going to type in 1/5, so 1 divided by 5. Hit the right button. X to the 5th power. Hit the right again. Minus 1 divided by 5. The next one is x squared or x cubed? X squared? Okay, thank you. So x squared, and then over, and then it should be a minus 2, right? Minus 2 or plus 2? Minus, okay. So is it a plus 2? Okay, sorry. So plus 2. All right. So I'm going to kind of, all right, so there's my graph. Okay, so remember, I'm going to find my answer where it crosses the x-axis. So I'm just kind of zoom in there if I want to. I'll zoom into it. I'll click where it crosses. That's the only place it crosses, right? It doesn't cross anywhere else. So I'm only going to click on this one. If it crosses multiple times, then click on every single one that crosses the x-axis. So my answer is going to be negative 1.50548, but I got to round it to the nearest hundredth. So 0.505, well, this 5 will make this 0 into a 1. So this is negative 1.51. That's my answer. So let me go back to my homework problem. X is equal to negative 1.51, and I'm done. Okay? Now, if for some reason it crosses multiple times, so let me kind of show you this. If for some reason it crosses more than once, okay? So we'll change this power to a 3. Well, we can leave it as a 2, but let me put in a third power. So we'll put x to the 3rd. So here's this weird looking graph, okay? If I want to figure out all the solutions, it's every single one of the times that it crosses the x-axis. So if I zoom in, I'm going to see there's an answer there, there, and there. So that has 3 solutions, okay? So I would just write negative 2.32, 1.38, because I'm rounding, and 2.10 actually would happen right there, because the 5 will make the 9 a 0. That 0 makes that other 0 a 1. So it'll be a 2.1. But I could have multiple solutions. It doesn't just always come out to one answer. It just depends on the graph, okay? And this would be a really hard graph to do. This is why they want you guys to use Desmos, because they don't want you to be like, okay, let me make a table with 46 different values, right? They just want you to kind of use Desmos, have it help you do it. So remember, set it equal to 0. Once you set it equal to 0, go to Desmos, type it out, look to see where it crosses the x-axis, write down those answers. If there's only one answer, great. If it doesn't, so maybe the graph looks something like this. Does this one cross the x-axis? No. So then you say no solutions. Okay? If it does cross, like this, that has 2 solutions, right? One here and one there. So just click on them. Just find your answers, click on them, and write them down. Remember, round to the nearest hundredths. Okay? So the homework should be very simple. The hardest part is going to be setting it equal to 0. Just moving things over. But that's not supposed to be hard. Okay? And then once you do that, go to Desmos, let it do the hard work for you, and just click on the x-axis to see where it crosses, write down those answers, and you're good. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and stop it there, and I'll give you guys your homework.